You cannot imagine how difficult it was to narrow this list down to only 6 books. Salutations! Welcome to Learning the Language of Literacy. My name is Sophia Lee, and today I'm here to share with you my top 6 releases of September 2015. We're just gonna get this one out of the way because we all know it is everyone's most anticipated release of this month, and that is Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. I cannot express to you the overwhelming excitement I have for this novel. If you've been living under some sort of booktube rock the past few years, you may not know this, but Queen of Shadows is the 4th book in the New York Times best-selling Throne of Glass series. It is a high fantasy story following the absolutely kick-ass female protagonist, Helena Sardothian, who is a professional assassin. She enters a competition to become the king's assassin. So much chaos and romance ensue throughout the entire series, and there are a lot of revelations as to Selena's identity and the general condition and state of the kingdom of Crossan. This is a series that you want to go into not knowing that much about, besides the fact that the first book is a bit slow and drags, but each book just gets better and better, and you will just be overcome by love. I actually wasn't Throne of Glass's biggest fan until I read Air of Fire. What I marvel the most about with this series is character development. You would not recognize the girl who appears on page 1 of Throne of Glass to the one at the very end of Air of Fire, and I'm pretty sure our impression of Selena will be even more changed. Next up, we have a book coming out on the 8th of September, which is Standoff by Andrew Smith, the 2nd book in the Winger duology. Andrew Smith is a kind of hit-or-miss author for contemporaries because his novels include very graphic images, crude humor, and you can most definitely tell they are pure boy, and they give you kind of a glimpse inside the male mindset, which in some of his novels, like Grasshopper Jungle right here, is very creepy. So the first book in the series, Winger, followed a 14-year-old boy named Ryan Dean West, who is a huge part of his private school's lacrosse team. He's in love with his best friend Annie, and he's made friends with another boy named Joey. It's basically just a coming-of-age story trying to deal with life. I don't actually know how I feel about this book having a sequel because Winger felt so complete and so perfect by itself, but I'm sure Andrew Smith will manage to wow me with this novel. Then we have a book coming out on the 15th of September, and that is Tonight the Streets Are Ours by Leila. And if you didn't know, This Song Will Save Your Life actually made my top 14 books of 2014, and it absolutely blew me away. This book follows 17-year-old Arden Huntley, who is a recklessly loyal friend, but gets tired of this, but she finds actually comfort and escape in this guy's online blog entitled Tonight the Streets Are Ours, which is written by a young New York City writer named Peter, who has recently broken up with his girlfriend. On a complete whim, she goes down to New York City to meet him, and one signal night she experiences a whirlwind of events, and as the synopsis says, basically everything you think could happen will. Another book also coming out on that day is One by Sarah Crossan, which follows 16-year-old Tippy and Grace, who are actually conjoined twins at the hip. This novel has received a ton of pre-publication buzz just because of its unique premise, and to top it all off, the book is told in verse. The twins have lived with this condition their entire life, and they're perfectly happy the way things are until they're confronted with the fact that they will be forced to separate. And another book coming out on the 15th of September, apparently the 15th of September happens to be a really popular date, is Dumplin by Julie Murphy. I haven't read Julie Murphy's debut novel, Side Effects May Vary, but I've wanted to. I follow her on Instagram and Twitter, and for the record, she just seems like the most awesome human being ever. This book follows self-proclaimed fat girl named Willow Dean Dixon, who has dubbed herself Dumplin. She's perfectly happy with her body shape and the way things are, despite her stick-thin best friend and her beauty pageant lover mother. She works at a restaurant called Harpy and meets private school boy Bo, who is a former athlete, and she starts to doubt herself when she finds that he actually likes her and they begin dating. So she does the unthinkable and what she promised herself she would never do: join the Miss Clover City beauty pageant, and she hopes to absolutely blow away the judges and the rest of the contestants and proves that someone who is fat can actually win this thing. Last, we have the historical fantasy Walk on Earth a Stranger by Gail Carson, which is coming out on the 22nd of September. I actually binge read the entire Girl, Fire, and Thorns trilogy last November during NaNoWriMo, which of course took away from my word count, but whatever. And I'm so excited to dive into the author's second series. This follows a girl named Lee Westfall who can sense the presence of gold. One day, a mysterious man pops up in her life who wants to control her and takes everything away from her. She disguises herself as a boy and heads across the country to the place where she feels that she'll be most accepted, and that is where gold was discovered. California. Anyways, tell me in the comments below what books you're looking forward to in the month of September, because I know I wasn't able to include all of them considering there are so darn many that I am so freaking excited to read, and my debit card is not excited because they will obviously be bought. Thank you so much for watching. Keep calm, read on, and I'll see you really soon. Goodbye! If you enjoyed hearing about this month's releases, give this video a big thumbs up and leave me a comment below if you would like to. Hit the subscribe button, and all my social media, if you want to follow me there, is around my face at SLLovesBooks, and my previous videos are below me.